Be sure to go to flipsidegaming.com and use promo code 6 for 10% off on orders over $10. Do the same with the Grizzly Gentleman, 10% off at checkout on your fantastic beard products. Or you could shop via the TCG Player affiliate link in the description down below to help support the show. And last but of course not least, you can go to Grey Viking Games with the affiliate link below to pillage some sweet arena codes. What is up, Planeswalkers? Theric6 back with more Match the Gather Arena, and it is Wednesday, my dudes, which means Bolas. So, as I said last week, this week's Bolas deck is all about Sorcerer Speed. Now, you might notice I have 9 instances of this deck. When I say Sorcerer Speed, I'm including like the fact that I have more Planeswalkers than I had in my Instant Speed version. Additionally, I've taken a look at the Historic Strixhaven Week 3, kind of like it's not a tier list, it's like a matchup thing, where it tells you like how off it tells you what the meta is. All right, shut up. And I took a look at that, and I tried to kind of design aspects of the deck around that, and I'll talk about that once I get to the sideboard. But first, I'm going to talk about the main deck. We have 7 total pieces of discard. We have 2 Inquisitions, 2 Thoughtseize, and 3 Thought Erasures. Now, the reason I have this 2-2 split here is because a decent amount of the decks that are pretty highly played have a ton of very impactful 1, 2, and 3 mana cards. So I wanted to kind of hedge a little bit on hit rate as well as life loss, because there are a decent number of pretty hardcore control decks that are highly played in the meta. I wanted to kind of not have as much life loss since I was unable to fit Liliana into the deck. I actually totally forgot okay. Really brief aside, Arena just loves crashing on the deck builder, and it doesn't save your progress because it's fucking stupid and garbage. So since I have my sideboard closed when I'm making the main deck, I forgot what my sideboard was. So there's one card in my that's not in my sideboard that I might end up putting back in, which is Enter the God Eternals, but not entirely sure. But yeah, so I didn't have the main deck life gain, and currently I don't have a sideboard life gain either. So yeah, I was unable to kind of do that, so I wanted to kind of mitigate that. And then Thought Erasure I have more of, because on turn 1 I still do have a decent amount of Shocklands and stuff that I'm also going to want to play in tapped a lot of the time. We do have some nice early game removal with 3 Bloodchief's Thirst and 3 Doomblades. Bloodchief's Thirst, absolutely adore this card. I've talked about it at length. It's very versatile. It scales really well. And then Doomblade, I looked at this metagame breakdown, and there actually aren't that many decks that are super highly played that play black creatures. So we have Auras of Auras, which the creatures tend not to necessarily be black. I know that some of the builds do have the Hateful Eidolon. I think all the builds do, actually. Then we have Dimir Rogues, which, sure, that is going to suck if I have to deal with that. Rakdos Arcanist, which, again, a lot of the main cards I care about there are red. And then Jund Food. Jund Food is another one that would be a little annoying, but those all are pretty low down on the percentage played. So I still want to get a little bit more time with Doomblade before I decide whether or not it's going to stick around. Now, someone in the chat, in the comment section, is going to be very happy that I'm finally trying this card out. They have said multiple times that this card is being slept on, and it's a sorcery. I decided might as well try it in the sorcery deck. You get to look at the top 3, you put 1 into your hand, 1 on the bottom, and then you exile 1 of them. You may play that card, and that I think is the main reason that this card is great, right? You play this on turn 3 potentially. If you get like a Shockland or something, obviously this is if you like don't need to cast a 3-drop on your turn 3, but you get a Shockland or something, you just put that baby in tapped. You have a card in your hands. The other one's gone. Who cares? So the idea behind this card is it's functionally a 2-mana draw 2. Functionally. Whether or not it will pan out that way, we'll have to see, but I do have kind of high hopes for this card. We have 2 main decks, Sweltering Suns. This has cycling, which is nice in the matchups where we don't need it, but we are probably going to use it a decent amount. Now, the mana base is a little wonky. I think I only have like an 80% chance of casting this card on turn 3, but I'm hoping that my early game removal can supplement my need for this card on turn 3, such that I won't need to cast it until about turn 4, which makes it a lot more likely that I'll be able to cast this card easily. 3 Bedevils. It destroys things. It's great. 3 Baleful Mastery. It destroys things. But the second most played deck right now is Pact Combo, the Thassa deck. the Thought Oracle deck. And the way that card works is typically they drop to 0 cards. Now, I believe they can drop to 1 card, or they might be able to drop to 2. But if they drop to 0 cards, with the Thassa's Oracle ability on the stack, I can cast Baleful Mastery for its alternative cost to force them to draw a card when they have 0 cards left in the library. So that is something that when I recognize that I'm going against a tainted a packed combo deck, that I'll have to try and keep a Baleful Mastery, if at all possible, for a time where they try to combo off. One of the issues, though, is those decks can run Pact Negation. So 3 Nicol Bolas, 3 Dragony Bolas, 1 big Bolas. It's a Bolas deck. I'm not going to talk about these. And then 3 Crux of Fate, just more board wipes. Maybe I should have 2 of these and then like 1 main deck Languish or something. Not sure. Sideboard, Search for Azcanta. This is against the control decks. We have Jeskai Control at about 8.4 and then Azorius Control at about 3.5. So I didn't add a ton of stuff against control, I don't think. Okay, maybe I did. Shut up. But I do have like a lot of things that I can cut for it. Right, like all this stuff, like I just don't need, really. 2 Angrath Rampage. This is to help against essentially all of the aggressive decks, as well as particularly Orzhov Auras. That card could be very annoying to deal with, and it does hit some artifacts earlier on. So if my opponent plays a Witch's Oven, for example, the Jund food deck, I can just go ahead and get rid of that really nice and early. 2 Weathered Runestones. Plenty of nonsense that just deals with the graveyard. A lot of collected companies as well. So I figured I'd have some Weathered Runestones. Shark Typhoon is for essentially it's for the control decks, but I was also considering bringing it in against other decks that have a decent amount of flyers. So things like Dimir Rogues, Rakdos Izzet Phoenix, and I think that was it in the main one in the main list I'm looking at. 2 Narsets. It's against control. Let's be honest. 2 Necromentia against any combo deck, especially a packed combo. An additional Anger of the Gods, Sweltering Suns, Anger of the Gods, whatever, just as some more early game removal. 2 Languish as some more removal, and then a Leyline of the Void, just again to shore up those graveyard decks. Now, the question is, will it do well? The answer is, I don't know yet. It feels weird for me to have the deck tech at the intro again. Like, I understand why some of the people wanted it back. It's because like it flows into the video better, or like I explain what the deck is and what it does entirely instead of just. So, for those of you who may be new, I initially did this, right? This is exactly what I did when I like kind of started, and then up until what, like 2 videos ago. I would just have like a vague intros, like this is the general deck's plan, and this is like these are like the main parts of the deck. This hand is fine. Yeah, I only need 1 more land in order to play my Nikki Bees. I can cycle Sweltering Suns if this is control. I'm gonna play Blood Crypt. Hello, Lonky. What was I saying? Okay, so this very well could be Yes Guy Control. Right. And then I would play the games, and then I would do a deck talk afterwards. Ah, I see. I see. Should have played the Blood Crypt. Yeah, I don't have any double blue in the deck. So there was no reason for me to play the Watery Grave there. Whoops. Hopefully it doesn't matter too much. That's incredibly rude. Do I just Bedevil that? Probably. You might take the Bedevil. Yeah, I don't know what it takes here. Yeah, so some people didn't like that because the interactions, like if they weren't accustomed to a deck, the interactions didn't always make sense. Although I did try, like during the games, to explain as much as possible. But now, like it feels weird to be front-loaded again. Okay, so there's Sweltering Suns there, although it's just kind of not as good as Crux of Fate at this point. I'm just gonna hold up Bedevil. Once I get Ravager down, it should be pretty helpful for me. But it feels strange to be front-loaded again, because I don't know, it feels like it feels in the way to me. I could be super wrong about that. Don't wanna... Yeah, I don't want to take the lift. It's not a human, is it? Okay. I was worried about a fight as one. So the plan is to just cast a Ravager. My Ravager likely will die, and then I cast another Ravager. And Crux of Fate does nothing because Vanguard's annoying. Got rid of a potential removal spell. They play a Redain, which I don't technically care about. I could Doomblader if I wanted to, but I don't, so I won't. I'm just going to play a Nikki B. Even if they have removal for this, this is a minimum 2-for-1, which is great. The reason I say it's a 2-for-1 is because they have to discard here, and then if they decide to remove it with a card, they've used an additional card. So they're down to 3 cards in hand. 4 mana, potentially 5. And I have a nice 4-4 that can block this all day long. They know I have another Bolas, and they know I have... I mean, they know most of my hand. Interesting, okay. Let's see. So on this turn, I can actually just Sweltering Suns. I would have to pay 2 life for it, but I think that's fine. And she only cares about CMC, or MV. She only cares about mana value. So even though this adjusted cost is 5, the mana value of this card is still 3. So I think I'd go to 7, but I do not have main deck life gain, which is not the best. But it does kill both of these, and gives me a 4-4 with which I can use to block. So I think that is the correct decision. The alternative is I play like this tapped, play Ravager. I could potentially block, be taking 7. Yeah, like this just is much better in terms of life loss and stuff. This can theoretically block this all day long. Can play this tapped and Bolas next turn. The reason I would do that, I think, is just because I think I need my Ravager to win this game. Even if they use like removal for this, they what? There's no way that was on purpose, right? Yeah. I assumed that was a misclick or something. Right? Okay. Gotcha. So I wasn't planning on attacking. I essentially have to now, because I need to win before my opponent kills me. Okay. Okay, helpful. Yeah, they played that, that's fine. Okay. I have Expressive Iteration here. Go ahead and use it. I can't Doomblade this or I will die. One of them into my hand, Bedevil. One of them into my library. Where's a good Angrath Rampage when you need one? So next turn I can flip this. not sure it will help me. I'm just trying to think. So Skyclave can't hit this. I think I have to attack with my Ravager. It's very possible that I'm just going to die on top deck, but Skyclave Apparition can't hit this. That is fine. I don't think I care what they take. I guess I might as well just Bedevil them. They would likely take Bedevil anyway. It's fine. Wait. 4, 8. They took Crux. Okay, that's fine. I guess I could have killed this with Crux, couldn't I have? Interesting. Okay. Okay. Gonna attack for 8, which will put them to 3. Then I can get their Skyclave Apparition back to kill their Bone Crusher Giant. Which I think is the safest play. I haven't seen any haste from them, but I haven't technically seen all that many cards. So we're definitely kind of skirting on the edge. Okay, there's that. Take it. To flip our Lord and Savior. Now, is it correct to do that, or is it correct to deal damage? Because this is only a spell. So alternatively, I could just -3 to kill the Bone Crusher. But if they have haste, I would rather have a creature. Yeah. So I think this covers the most bases.
The dead shall serve me.
Okay. I think this covers the most bases. I'm so just gonna die to a shock off the top. No? Okay. Yes! Ooh, that was nail biting. Alright. Okay, so against this style of deck, we love the Languish. We probably love the Anger of the Gods. Yeah, we love the Anger of the Gods. We love the Rampages. That appears to be it. So we're going to get rid of this. Let's see. Every little thing I do. Sorry, I've been listening to some fucking NSYNC, dude. It's gonna be May. Gotta get rid of 2 more cards. Get rid of 1 more Bolas. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's fine. I don't go down a land, do I? That seems foolish. My average right now is 2.9. I think I can cut the island here. So it leaves me with 25 land. Yeah, I'm gonna try that. I don't know if that's correct. Let me know in the comments if that made sense, like statistically speaking. Okay. Fetid Pools, Steam Vents, Rampage. I think it's a fine hand, only because we have Expressive Iteration. We go so turn 1 Fetid Pools, turn 2 Rampage, turn 3 Iteration before we play a land. I think we're gonna go with that. Side effect of having Rampage in the sideboard, it hits indestructible things. How does the deck deal with Klothys? I don't know that it does. I don't know that it does, to be honest. Okay, so we're still going to Fetid Pools. Because we need to. We did draw land, which is helpful. Go ahead. Play the Vanguard. Coward. I guess they're probably going to shock me with Stomp, is my guess. So I'm just going to play this tapped. Here comes a Stomp. Stomp. Harder. What was it? Step on me harder? Giant vampire mom? I don't know what the weird memes are. Man, I calls it like I sees it. Okay. Okay, so next turn, I guess we could just play a Steam Vents tapped. And Rampage. We take those. It's very possible my opponent decided to keep a 2-land hand and just didn't get there on lands, which is absolutely reasonable. Okay. Good stuff, good stuff. On to the next. Liking iteration so far. Lancasterly Rock. Hear me roar. Which are the actual house words of House Lannister? I think they said that in the show like once or twice. Both Tywin probably. Going second. I guess it depends on what my opponent plays first, which will determine if I want an Inquisition on turn 1. Although, the fact that they mulliganed makes me want to do it even more. If they mulligan again, I'm absolutely playing Inquisition on turn 1. Come on. Cowards. Green black. So far the plan is turn 2. We play an Inquisition. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Yeah, so we play this tapped, play an Inquisition. Okay, it's Elves. They missed the third land. That is fantastic for me. I should have played this, you dumb MF. I guess instead I'm just going to do this and hold up Bedevil. Let's get Planeswalkers too, right? Yeah. That's fine. Do I even... Yeah, I don't care about killing either of these. Swamp. I think I just want to get Ravager down. Yeah. Yeah, I think I just want to get Ravager down. We're going to go play this, play Ravager. And we just, like, we have access to iteration. If we need it at some point, we have access to it. They're probably going to get rid of T-Var, is my guess. Yeah. Because this can bring them back in the game. This is something they can cast if they draw one more land. A bit of greed, if you ask me, for them to keep 2 lands that come in tapped. That's fine. Okay, against Elves. Probably going to be very similar. Going to be very similar. Do I want to bring in Weathered Runestone? Probably. Let's see if I have things to cut for it. We definitely want to cut this. I think maybe we just completely cut the Boluses. We have decent ways of dealing with Planeswalkers. 2.6 now. Like, that makes me think that it's even better to cut the island. I'll cut the island. You might be asking, what's your win con? It's 3 Nicol Boluses. I'm not kidding. That's the only way I can win at this point. Five lands, 2.6 on average. Languish, all this. I don't know how to cut this. I'm going second. I guess maybe I can cut the Thoughtseize? No, because I really want to hit the... I'll cut... I should be able to get to turn 5. Damn. I legitimately don't know what to cut here. I cut one of the iterations. and 1 Thoughtseize? Yeah, I don't know. That's hard. I like my sideboard so far. I'm sure there are changes that can and should be made. This is a terrible hand. This is keepable for sure. After turn 1 card, I definitely want to keep these 2. With the iteration, I feel like I can probably drop a land. Turn 2, turn 3 if needed. Turn 4 to get a land if needed. I think that's probably fine. Especially since, yeah, I think this is correct. Fantastic when you see. We top deck a land, so that's fantastic. They play a 2-drop. I thought Thought Erase some nonsense. That was domestic. Reasonable. Love having an additional eraser. Okay, let's see. Again, they don't have 3 mana. So I'm gonna take the 2. Just because, like, I can. I'm gonna get rid of that. I don't need that. Do they top deck a land? They don't. Cool. Weathered Runestone. What do you do again? Doesn't matter. I think here I just want to Thought Erase again. I think I just want to Thought Erase again. Elvis Archdruid, I think, is the scariest of these. Something Vil Elf, put into your hand. This is a 2-for-1, I think. I think I have to take this. I can kill Archdruid. We don't need that. This tapped. Yeah, I'm getting rid of lands, which is potentially a mistake. That's fine. But I do want to find a board wipe if possible. It's not a board wipe, but that's fine. I'm going to iteration here. Okay, that's actually fine. Put 1 into my hand. I think I'll take the Bloodchief's Thirst in my hand. Doomblade into... and play this. Is that right? Or should I have... maybe I should keep the Doomblade. Because I can just play... it puts me at 4. Which means I can cast everything in the deck except for Crux of Fate. Yeah, I think that's fine. And then put Doomblade in my hand. No, I'm gonna put this in my hand. Yeah, okay. This in hand. This in library. Exile this. Play the Catacomb. Kill this. Okay. Okay. Okay, that was Bloodchief's Thirst, so I'll take 4 here. I think I want to play Bolas here first. My assumption is they're going to get rid of Skemfar. Tivar is also a reasonable choice. But yeah, I figured Skemfar was the pick there. My opponent is apparently not playing enough lands in their Elf deck. Once again, we take those. Awesome stuff. I'm glad that I went against some aggressive decks. I do need to see how the deck does against control. I guess I'm still gonna have a deck talk where I talk about what impressed me, what didn't. Absolutely loved iteration here. It does cool things. This is not a turn 2 card, and you have to realize that. But it has been good so far. Literally only played 4 total games. Did I 2 of both of those? I think so. Whatever. Everything else is kind of standard stuff. Mana base could probably use some work. The thing, right? The thing, Roy, is we need triumphs. Right? We need triumphs for the shards. Because, like, the Grixis Triumph would help this deck so much. It'd be so much easier to play this deck with Grixis Triumph. But we don't have that. Because Wizards are stupid. Yeah, I mean, I had a lot of stuff to bring in against aggro, and not as much stuff to bring out. So that might mean I should get rid of something from the aggro stuff, and it's likely to be Anger of the Gods. I like the idea of bringing in the Languishes, and then the Rampages, but it's possible that Anger of the Gods is something I should remove. Not sure what I'd bring in, but yeah. All right. That was fun. That was cool stuff. Tomorrow is Thursday. Oh, today is Wednesday. I should be streaming today here on YouTube, which means I don't have to say it because you should see whatever. You know what? I have a PO box. Send me things, please. I'm lonely. I'd also like to thank my lovely patrons, especially Fogwind and Balater, for the continued support. If you'd like to join them in supporting the show, you'll find links in the description down below. Do of course hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, like, comment, subscribe. All that good stuff really does help out the show. And when I say comment, definitely let me know what you think about this version of Bolas, as well as that island cut for sideboarding both of those times. Let me know if you think that was statistically correct. Yeah. And of course, until next time, I will be one.